Let's see. What should we play?
Yeah. Yeah. Hello. Bitch, yeah. Yeah. Hello. Bitch, I be that guy. Get as high as your fucking guy. Bitch, I be the one, not the two at the finish line. I don't give a fuck like 3 or 4. They can both die.
What up, Lando? What up, Nike? What up, Boston 777? What up, True Forever?
Know that I'm gon' flex. They wanna pretend my mood, but they don't know what's coming next. My bitch too bad, yeah. Whole lot of ass, yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Pulling up with niggas, bitches, yes, I leave them perplexed.
What up, Logan? What up, Mark? What up, Thriller? What up, Kazar? What up, Kayak? What up, AJ?
She says I'm perfect.
AJ?
I make these bitches nervous. I see these niggas hate. Blow them bands, they just a pay. Throw them bands right in your face. They come back a piece of cake. Pull up and tell her, put them bands up out the safe. You can tell me that you love me, but I'm still gon' play it safe. Make the bitch up out the roof. I'm so high, I'm seeing Zeus. No, they can't judge my style. Said I'm so sick, make them puke. This little bitch ain't no goat, so I'm giving her the boot. No time for opposition, I just keep them digits spinning. Bitch, I be that guy, get as high as your fucking guy. Bitch, I be the one, not the 2 at the finish line. I don't give a fuck like 3 or 4. They can both die, riding around with double.
This ain't hard rock. This is Sleeping Relics. This is the song that I reacted to like a few days ago, and everybody's like, "This is promo. This is promo." I'm like, no, this shit is just hard as fuck. Y'all are crazy. Song is amazing. I'm trying to see this dude go up, bro. Anyway, let's get into it, okay? So, our boy Pierre Bourne, he's finally doing shit. He's finally back producing for like actual big people, man. And it's crazy that when we say big people now, or me, myself, like, because obviously, I don't know. Some people might not think this person in particular is all too big, but Yeet, bro. Like if you get a production credit on Yeet's song, like this song is gonna be big too, cause look, it's got Young Thug on it. Friday, My Wrist with Thug, Who Ready. It's already crazy that Yeet is still continuing to drop music. Like he just dropped, but he's got to make sure that his next project outshines Destroy Lonely. You know what I'm saying? So it is crazy, man. Okay, so he got Thug, who Pierre Bourne has produced for a lot, especially I think the last one was Bad Boy, right, with Juice WRLD. And I think this might be the first track, correct me if I'm wrong, at least official release that Pierre Bourne has produced for Yeet. So Yeet's tapping in with all the right producers, bro. He's got Benny X, he's got Pierre Bourne. Who else do you really need? He's already got Filthy, a lot of the Working on Dying people. Just from Up to Me, he's been tapped in with them, but thank God Pierre is back, because now, like, imagine he gets the little, "Hey yo Pierre, you want to come out here?" And like the little door creaking, or the lion, the lion, or like the pouring of the lean in the ice. I think that's what it's actually. It's not even a lion. At least someone told me that. I could be completely wrong, but he gets that little. It's almost like a, it's free promo. He has production credits in the royalties, the points on the song, but now he can work on his solo career after he gets the beat placement, and again, free promo, especially with Yeet, like back with the newer audiences, and then he gets more hype for his solo career. So it's a win-win for Pierre Bourne. I'm so happy, man. We'll see if his Billboard though, because you know how Yeet's huge right now, as we all know. But it's got the Thug feature, and we haven't seen Thug on a. When's the last time we've seen Thug? Actually, let me go to Spotify. Let's see, because he's obviously in jail now. He already has a Young Thug feature, but it was before, or was it before he went to jail or after? I can't remember, or it was like maybe at the same time. They definitely recorded it prior. This one, he probably recorded it prior too, just because how else would you get a verse from Young Thug considering he's in jail? What are you gonna do if, like, from the phone? I know Thug went to the hospital or something for like an illness, so maybe that was just a ploy so that he could go record the verse for Yeet. Okay, so he actually had some songs on Metro Boomin, but Metro Boomin has been working on that album for a while. So let's see. Featuring Young Thug. I'm trying to figure out what's appears on Metro Boomin, Hollywood's Bleeding. That's not the last one. Show all. These are just the biggest songs. So is there another one that's like more recent? Drip Harder. No. So yeah, this is like the most, or this is like one of his first appearances. You know how Gunna, he featured on like a international artist song, and that was his first song back, and they were probably timing that shit like, oh, Gunna's a snitch, Gunna's in jail, he just got out of jail, let's drop that song easy. They already had it cleared like decades ago, but that was an easy way to market. It probably has tens of millions of views at this point, just because, again, it was his first day out, basically, song. But Yeet Thug and Pierre, thank God, we needed this. Anyway, someone in the chat saying, listen to the Weeknd and Cardi song. So is this teases his alleged collab popular with Playboy Cardi via IG stories. So this is going to be on the Weeknd's album, I assume. So it's going to be like more of a pop joint. I listened to it a little bit. It kind of gives me the vibes of 24 songs, or like a Kanye type beat, in that it's not necessarily super hip hop like 808s type. And of course, The Weeknd is a pop artist, or pop R&B, so it's gonna be something different. I feel like that's the only time that Cardi really collabs with people, if it's gonna be something completely different. I mean, you got the feature on Pain 1993, and he had to record a verse that sounded like he was crying in the bathroom because Iggy broke up with him after Iggy and whatnot. But you know, he swooped up Brandy pretty quick. But let's check this out. Oh, y'all can't even see it. This is it right here. The Weeknd. He previewed it on his Instagram story. I feel like I'm in a boy band listening to this, but Cardi's not on yet. Hold on. Oh, turn it up. Is that it? That's all we got? Crazy, man. I would never have expected Cardi on this type of beat. It reminds me of that one track. It was a female artist, Lock Up or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? The one where he completely ditched the music video, but was still on the verse, and like there was a whole ordeal about how they already paid for the feature, and then he never actually cleared the music video appearance. Unlock It. Thank you. Unlock It. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit, but even more pop. So I could see them doing like a little Justin Timberlake type, you know, getting the little moves. The Weeknd's probably gonna shoot a music video, and it's gonna be like a white screen, like how Lil Playa did it, where they recreated some choreography. Extended snippet. Okay, hold up. I thought we posted it. We posted it on Instagram, so let me see. Extended snippet. Right here. Someone said this might be AI. This might be AI. I don't even know if they can recreate Cardi's voice like that. I've tried to with the Uber Duck, but his voice is so volatile that you can never predict his voice. It sounds fitting though, like he definitely killed it. Normally with rappers, you can kind of expect the flow because they're out of their element, so they just go back to what they know. But This song could go up for sure. For sure. This could be on Billboard because the lady's gonna get down to it especially at the club. Like this reminds me of 2000s, like what's his name? Like Nelly type music, like pop, like actual pop rap. Although again, The Weeknd's not a rapper. LGBTQ type beat, yeah. I mean, hey man, if you get that audience, that's just an extra however many million of people. So it's a good move business wise, right? Like it's hard. It's hard. It's called The Idol. When is The Weeknd dropping though? I heard someone in Discord, but it was completely capped. But they were saying like this is part of the rollout. I'm like, man, The Weeknd's just previewing a track with Cardi knowing that it was gonna blow up, and obviously he liked the song, but I don't know if he can really control. Like it's not like a Lil Yachty situation where Cardi can be like, "Yo, drop this," because he's a bigger artist. But The Weeknd, he probably don't give a fuck. He's like, I'm gonna do whatever I do. This is my promotional strategy. We're gonna drop this when I want. Oh, your project isn't ready yet? Who gives a fuck? Cardi's just happy to be there. The Weeknd's like A-list celebrity, you know what I mean? Whereas Cardi's like a little bit further down. If I don't care about like sales or whatever, just The Weeknd is known more globally. The Weeknd is rare too. That makes sense. Yeah. This is definitely a fitting collab, even though it was completely unexpected, if that makes sense. Like it's an oxymoron. It's like it makes sense that he did it completely outside of the box. Now Cardi just gotta collab with Bad Bunny or someone completely out of the hip hop genre. Although don't make it bad. If he can't finesse it, don't leak it. The leaker's gonna find that song next. Remember when Weeknd was playing Yeet? Yeah, I feel like big artists, they know everybody in the game. Like he might not collab with Yeet. Actually, I know for a fact he probably won't for a while, at least until Yeet gets a little bit bigger, because that'd just be too big of a look. Also, I don't know how Yeet would hop on a pop track. I'm not saying that he couldn't, but just cannot what's the word? Like predict what he would sound like. But Yeet's big enough where the larger artists definitely know. I mean, especially because not that The Weeknd and Drake are cool, but like if Drake is posting him, or yeah, Drake posted Up to Me before it dropped. Like I think it was a day before, or maybe it was the day after. So if Drake is pictures surface with them two on it, The Weeknd definitely knows. Like everybody knows probably who Yeet is. They're like, oh, this is the new guy. They probably laugh because of his whole mask situation, but like his aesthetic. But hey, man, whatever works. How do I think SGP makes money? I don't think he makes money. He finesses the government, the autism, and that's not even a joke, okay? I'm not against my autistic people out there, but he finesses them for $30K allegedly by claiming that he's autistic, and so he gets the grants by the government. I mean, that makes sense because in Florida, this is the state that has the most like credit card fraud and like that type of work, if you will. It's not sex work. It's scamming work. People stealing credit cards off the dark web and doing those little things where they plant them in the ATM so they can steal credit card information and sell those. PPP loans. Florida is wilding for sure. For sure. Yeet and Kanye would slap. If Kanye even releases another album, it's probably going to be like another 3 years before that drops. I feel like he doesn't even really take music that seriously anymore because, like, what does that bring him? A couple more $1 million? When you get up to that level, you're really just making music for the fun of it because it's like Elon Musk and all these big tech giants. They don't make money through income or like advances. They make money through equity. So they'll own a piece of a company, say at like $100,000, and then if the company blows up, they don't even have to be making profit. If it's just making a ton of revenue, that's how these companies are valued, then their equity will then become like $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. It's like a multiplier. That's how you really make money when you get up there. But I'm not there yet. I just bought a condo, so hopefully that does that, but I'm not in the big leagues yet at all. You're pretty sure Kanye loses money releasing music? I don't know about that. because they probably give him a budget, like a marketing budget, to host that stadium, and then he makes money off the merch. So if anything, it breaks even, but it probably makes money anyway. And also a lot of artists, especially like let's say Trippie Redd, who got the $30 million deal for 3 albums, like it's gonna take a long time to recoup that 30 million, but he still got that 30 million. So like you can, yeah, it's debt to the label that you have to pay back, but honestly, you can just give 3 shit albums like Frank Ocean did, and then walk away with the 30 mil, go invest in it however you want. That's life-changing money. $30 million, bro. It might be taxed or something, but even 15, let's say, you don't have to work for one more day in your life if you got 15 mil. If you're spending your money okay. Why is Kanye not indie? It's a good question. I mean, there's that whole theory that, like, I think Academics has talked about it, that like if Drake were to go indie, it would literally break the music industry. Now, I don't know the logistics of that, but I can kind of see what he's getting at with the fact that, so Drake, these labels like say Universal or Warner, it's like one of the top 3 labels. You can't go through one of these labels that's underneath them. You got to go directly to the source. So he's getting like $500 million deals or so, maybe even 100 mil. I don't know what it is, but it's going to be a big deal to get Drake's music, and they'll give him a premium too, just so that they can have his music for the long term. Because again, if he goes independent, then they're losing out on so much revenue. So yeah, they're going to give him more than what his music is worth, like, or not necessarily worth, but it'll take a decade to recoup 500 mil or $1 billion. Like that's, can you even imagine how much $500 million is? Like you can buy 500 like really nice mansions, okay? That's crazy. And to get that in one payout for an advance, or maybe it's 250 mil for the advance and 250 for the recording and marketing budget, but still, it's crazy. This guy's telling me to stop talking. All right, well, guess what? Now you're going to stop talking because we're going to boot ya. And now who's not talking? Hide user in chat. Little bitch. Anyway, okay. Who just messaged me? My computer's closed. How am I hearing any messages? So, Gunna and Weezy. As you know, Weezy is a big proponent of Gunna's music in his back catalog. So it's crazy, especially given that Young Thug, or at least whoever was managing his account, we don't even know if it was Thug, because you're not necessarily allowed to have a phone in jail, or at least I've heard. I've never been to prison, as y'all probably can assume. But maybe he does have a phone in there. I don't know. Maybe, I'm sure he can sneak it in pretty easily. But at the same time, he might be under watch, because if he has a phone, he's making phone calls, he can call another hit. The government's probably going to think, at least. Or like he can try and finesse something to get him out of jail. Like they don't want any sort of communication with the outside. But as I was saying, so after Young Thug's account like posted Gunna or put his link in their bio, kind of like as a somewhat of a cosign, or at least that's what people thought, Weezy, who associates with all those people, he's cool with all of them, he told a fan, let's see, somebody sent them, yeah, don't share that Dirk album, it is what it is, free slime, stand on biz, bulk rats. The fan says, don't burn bridges. If Thug himself says fuck Gunna, I won't be mad at anyone, but for now it seems y'all just gonna regret this shit. You lost, he said. So maybe Weezy knows something that we don't, that Thug does not actually mess with Gunna anymore. Or this could just be the stampede that, like, there's gonna be a splitting of the music industry. People that mess with Gunna and people that don't. And I also think that people who still are friends with Gunna are gonna think twice before they collab with him again, because of whatever you interpret that he did. If you think he's a snitch, or maybe the fact that that other people think he's a snitch, especially Weezy. And I feel like that's the opposite of a cosign. Like if Weezy don't mess with you and you collab with Gunna, he's not gonna work with you anymore, and he's like a hit maker. So it's definitely going to make some problems for sure. You're telling me Gunna a rat? I mean, in the documents, I'm not gonna lie, he did say that he admitted in a statement that YSL was a gang. So when you say that, and then Young Thug, we've already gone over it. If Young Thug's the leader of the YSL, the label, legally you can assume, or you can have an argument at least. I don't know how they're gonna prove it. We'll see. Young Thug might have really good lawyers, but they might be able to prove that he was the leader of the label. I mean the gang as well, and so that might screw him. But again, I'm gonna wait. Personally, I don't care. I'm gonna listen to Gunna's music just because I'm not necessarily, if it's good, at least if it's good. I'm gonna listen to his music and check it out because I'm not in the street shenanigans, so it really doesn't matter to me. I wouldn't necessarily get involved in that, but if I signed to a label and then all of a sudden there's like gang operations and they're asking names, I'm like, shit, I didn't even know anything about this. So why would I not snitch, you know? I'm not trying to go to jail for, how long has Gunna or Thug been in jail? Like 2 years at this point? Over a year, definitely. I'm not sitting in jail, potentially getting butt fucked by a huge motherfucker. No, sir. Taking showers with other men. You drop the soap. Shit, I'm bringing my own body wash, gel, so that if I drop a little bit, I don't care. I'll just squeeze out more in my hand. What was I even saying though? Oh yeah, I might even consider snitching. But again, we'll see what Young Thug does. If Young Thug comes out and co-signs, I feel like since he's King Slime or whatever, he's a huge OG in music, then maybe it won't matter. Gunna will be fine publicly. Maybe Thug, even if he did snitch, will come out and be like, that's my homie. Like, he just did what he had to do to get out of jail personally, and he did nothing. So, of course, why would he adhere to street codes when he never claimed that? He was just YSL, the label. You know? He knew what he was getting himself into. I don't know, man. I feel like when you are a rapper, of course, you know that there's gang activity a lot of times. Not to be that guy, but come on. It's all in the lyrics. And so, of course, you kind of got to play along with it. But if Gunna's not out here toting guns, and maybe he does. I don't know. I've seen him with whippets. Do you consider that a gun? It's a CO, or it's a NO2 gun, a nitrous oxide gun. But I've never seen him with like an actual physical AK-47 or Glock in a music video. So if he's not doing any of that, can we assume that he knew what he was getting into? I don't know. Or maybe he signed and then realized like what Young Thug was doing, because it just comes to the territory. I feel like if you collab with anybody in the rap game, you're bound like at least 50% of the time that person was in some sort of legal trouble, you know? Thug is done either way. I don't know, man. He was smiling in the courtroom like a few months back, so maybe he's got something up his sleeve. They might pull in at the very end, his lawyer being like, objection. Young Thug, I don't know. He has some sort of 21 Savage. Jay-Z just needs to hop in and do what he did to 21 Savage and get his lawyers, because he can pay him $1 billion easy and get Thug out. But I'm sure he already has the best lawyers, to be honest. Gunna is no stranger to ATL street politics. As a hoodlum myself, I know this. I know what that means. But yeah, is there anything else? I was just hopping on here real quick because I'm working on some business deals right now. Y'all will see in the future, but I'm gonna keep it under wraps for a while. But it's big moves for sure. It's what I wanted to do all along. That's why I started this YouTube shit, so I could get to this next step. I'll still continue doing the YouTube and streaming just because I like it, and I'll honestly have more insight for y'all behind the scenes because of it. 883 days since Pink Tape was announced. Yeah, I think we're getting it soon from the looks of what Uzi's been saying. Although I think that we're going to get Utopia sooner because the hype for that is crazy. I mean, I've been seeing the posts. Every post that we post of Travis Scott has been going up. So I'm like, damn, y'all really. Actually, I think that The rap game is definitely in need of a Travis Scott or a Uzi or a Cardi or a, I don't know who else would apply to like that, like superstar status rapper. I don't think there's many of them. We need somebody who's influential to take over so that the underground finally has some new inspiration to drop, because it's been dry as hell, man. More than my grandma's coochie. A saucy Santana, exactly. We need him to start twerking on us. A$AP Rocky. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything from A$AP Rocky. He's exactly what we were talking about with not Drake level, but he's off starting businesses. He's like a celebrity at this point. He ain't even a rapper. He's in fashion. He probably got $1 million deals pouring out his ears without even dropping music. So why drop the music? Especially when you got Cardi on your label, probably many other people, and you got brands. Like he's probably like an investor in things that we don't even know about. That's the way to really make money. Get the advance from the label or the checks that you get from music on the back end too, and just pour that into other safer investments. Because honestly, music, it's kind of risky in a way. Like you might get your fat advance up front, but it's hard to recoup sometimes. I don't know, depending on if you take a big advance. Is Cardi on Utopia? I have no idea. I saw somebody saying that on Discord, but again, I'm pretty sure that was cap, because it was Chris. So everybody, it was Chris. That was the name of that Discord user. But then Red Pines, who is Chris on Twitter, claimed that was not him. So I wouldn't think that person is credible. Plus, they might just be a troll. Like, it's funny though. I get it, because sometimes I be trusting Discord members too, because that is where a lot of the information is disseminated, if you will. Pause. But we got to realize that you could literally be like, you could change your name to like Playboy Cardi. Obviously, we know it's fake if it's Playboy Cardi, but you could like change your name to a more low-key rapper like Sofago and then say a whole bunch of bullshit and get a bunch of blogs to post it, including myself. Because like, how are we supposed to check it, especially with how elusive these artists are? They're going to delete it soon after. So it's not like you can really check. And then even when I hit up these artists, like they're all like mysterious. Like they don't even answer when I ask them a question. It's like yes or no. Like they answer every other message, but like, do you have a collab with Cardi? And like they just let it slide because they know that it's gonna get them clout or something. So, but I wouldn't trust. I don't know. We got to do better, man. The Cardi detectives, they're pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, but we can't trust everything. Can you even blow up if you don't get signed? I mean, it is hard if you don't have the funds, because it does take a lot of money to like consistently get posted on these blog pages. I'm gonna be real. You need to have like a fat budget, like at least like for one song release, you need like at least 5 to 10K. You need a video budget. You need to get on all the Instagram blogs that are actually like influential in the space, the niche that you're in. Twitter pages, you don't need it, but like playlisting, like it adds up. Like if every page is charging $250 per post, like you can get a bulk deal, but still it's hard. I'm gonna be real. You need to get an investor, but that's just like with any business. I feel like a lot of people forget that music is a business, and so they try to do it from the ground up with zero capital, but you need to invest in yourself. You don't need it, but I'm just saying it is hard. Most people cannot grow like a completely organic fan base, and that's why the ones that do, they blow up, because they really know how to like finesse narratives and post things that people are actually interested in. But it's very rare, or at least at the very beginning, you need to get a buzz, and then you can start being a little bit more organic. Like every artist, bro. Like we even talked about how in a video on the main channel, Yeet, like he got some distribution deals from like Stream Cuts and other labels, and then so he probably used that money to get a little bit of buzz, get some big producers like Filthy or whoever, features from Summers and other Slay World members, or people who are already popping in the SoundCloud era, or like the next one, you know what I'm talking about, on SoundCloud in general. And then now like he probably doesn't have to post. I mean, they definitely do marketing campaigns, I know that, but they don't have to pay as much as some of these other artists, where they're basically not going to get posted on Instagram or any of these blogs without money. Can made $1 million off merch. Yo, Can is a low key, not even low key. Can is a businessman. You can tell he's about his money. Yeah, he might not be releasing any music, but he already got the clout, so he's just, moving exactly how he should. You don't need a lot of time music industry is like a lick, right? You get your first money to invest by getting clout, getting a social media presence. You drop a mixtape or an album, get money from the distro dealer or like a label, say it's $500K or $1 million. You can do a lot with $1 million that, again, is way less risky than music. Like, you can go buy a Popeyes or like go buy a Chick-fil-A. I've always wanted to start a Chick-fil-A or like a Starbucks. And then that brings in revenue every single month, especially because franchise, I think it's like a super high percentage, like 90%. It might even be higher, that it's going to be a successful business, and it's going to, like, good money too, like at least like 10K a month. And then you don't even have to operate it really. You can hire a manager to do that shit. Whereas music, you still got to be in the studio doing all the clout stunts and whatever, posting on Instagram. Like with the others, with Chick-fil-A, they do all the marketing themselves. You don't need to. And people love Chick-fil-A because you're just using their cookie cutter system. I'm not trying to get into all that though. There's a wait list to do Chick-fil-A franchise. Yeah, I've researched into that. It's actually really hard because they own or like they take a larger percentage than a lot of other franchises, although they pay for like the building. It's not as much of an initial cost, but you have to be like religious. You have to manage the store. You have to be in the store for an allotted time. You can't just be like a passive investor, which I'm not trying to be in Chick-fil-A wearing that uniform every day. No hate towards people who do, but I got other things to do, bro. And I have only one day off on Sunday? No, sir. That ain't me. Yeah, we're ready for Dom Corleo album. We're going to be reacting to that on Friday. How many songs is it? Let me see. It's probably got some good production on there. I think that we posted a while back the credits on there. Let's see. It doesn't say here, but it says featuring Starboy. If you remember, we reacted to Starboy, I want to say like 2 or 3 years. I think it was 2 years ago. It was when I had my desk on the opposite side of this room. And Starboy actually had I think it's King of New York, because I looked it up the other day. And that was a fire song just as a rapper. So he might have produced this track too. Who knows? And then Young KO and Femi Guerrero. We'll see. I don't know who that is, but maybe they're fire. But it's gonna be hard. Dom Corleo, I know a lot of people hate on him because whatever, he's a clone or they don't like his branding or something, but he's hard. He's hard. I don't care. The music is hard. All right. My girl just got back from a trip, so I'm gonna go chill with her. Just wanted to pop on real quickly and say what's up. We'll see y'all soon. Okay? Peace out, Clyde people. You know what I'm saying?